I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight to the Holly Township Parks regular meeting at 6 p.m. at the Carl Richter campus. I'd like to call this meeting to order and stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay,
Hello?
roll call, please.
I'll do it.
Okay,
Joe Hutchins,
here.
me, here. Courtney Costner.
Courtney's on the phone right now, I apologize. Okay, I'll see you in a minute.
Dave Montine. Here. Kathleen Martin.
Here,
Patrick Feeney.
Here.
I'll take notes.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to the agenda changes or approval of the agenda. Does anybody have anything to add to the agenda or delete from the agenda as submitted? Kathleen?
Yeah, hold on a quick second, sorry. I think it's fine. I kind of wanted to be a little bit more clear on item number 2 under new business, Frisbee golf signage for front park entrance and for the course. Dave's gonna speak to that. I'd also like to speak to, the sign that we talked about, a mobile sign, now that we have our logo set for the Holly Township Parks in general. So I'd like to add that
The banner we
under
talked
number 2,
about.
the banner that we have already approved and everything. I just wanna bring it forward again. So I wanted to tag that onto there, the signage.
You want to make a motion on that?
I'd like to accept the agenda as it is written, with the addition under number 2 in new business of the going forward with the banner for signage for remote areas and for the front of the park.
Support? Anybody?
I second.
Okay.
Thank you, Don.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carried. Oh, man. Love these allergies. Okay, approval of the minutes for 3/16, 2/23, 4/12, 4/17, and 4/23 of 2003.
Courtney has those. She was printing them off yesterday, but we don't have them. Here.
Can we move that until she gets here? Somehow?
Yeah.
Revisit that?
Yeah, we'll bypass that for the moment till Courtney
Okay.
gets here.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll table that until she gets back. Bills for payment.
Same
Same thing.
situation.
Okay. Financial statement?
Well, our bookkeeper was supposed to get us one, but she finally got it like 2 hours ago. But I worked on one with somebody with a friend of mine that,
Now,
We're
is this,
talking about the budget. We're talking about financial
we're
statement.
talking about the financial
oh,
statement.
Just the
financial-
current-
yeah, no,
yeah.
that's still, yep, that's her.
That's Courtney also?
Yeah.
Yep.
Whew, okay. We'll table that item till Courtney shows up. Public comment related to this agenda only. Members of the public can address the board once recognized by the chairperson for items listed on the agenda only. Comments are limited to maximum of 4 minutes, after which the board may extend the speaker's time by up to an additional 4 minutes by majority vote. Prior to addressing the board, members of the public must clearly state their name and address for the record. Anybody for public speaking for agenda items only? Seeing none?
Do you want me to do Little League now?
No,
Okay.
it'll be under new business.
Which is,
Seeing no public comment, we'll move on to old business, budget update.
Yeah, Donna, I guess you can carry that, right?
yeah,
Because you have a copy.
yeah. I had it done up same way that we've been doing it for years. Same way, oh, you got one? Did you got one?
Yep.
I think everybody's got one.
Yep, I'm good.
Makes a lot more sense. We lost, the last one, there was quite a few things not included. Insurance, beach utilities, park repair, printer, Wi-Fi, the beach equipment and park equipment, beach phone, and special events was all left out. It's now on the budget. It's a balanced budget. If you got any questions, I might be able to answer them. But,
A balanced budget.
A correct balanced budget.
correct, yeah.
Thank you.
I just make a motion to accept this.
Yeah, has everybody had a chance to look over it? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I got it the other day.
Yes, I mean, we received it in our
Yeah.
packets, but, okay, go ahead,
I
Donna.
know our bookkeeper did one, but she didn't even get it to the park until 2 hours ago.
Yeah,
And I think she kinda copied mine anyways. So, I just make a motion that we accept the budget, get it to George in time for,
okay, I'll second.
Dave's a second.
Oh, Dave.
Yep.
That's okay, Dave.
Let's
For
do,
do a roll
participating.
call.
let's do a roll call on
Yep.
this.
Okay, Joe Hutchins,
Yes.
Patrick Feeney,
Yes.
Donna
Yes.
McBride, Dave Lontine,
Yes.
Kathleen Martin, yes. Okay, motion passes.
Okay, moving on to old business number 2 is prior table bills for payment.
We gotta wait on it.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, yay. Hey. All right.
Hi, Courtney.
Okay, for Courtney. You have an extra, okay, thanks.
I got it. Yeah, I gave you one yesterday.
It's for the disc golf park.
We table a few things until you show up, so we gotta back up to 4 and, or 6 and 7 and 8.
Already did the budget. Yeah, we already did it. Except the one that I did.
Okay, here you go. There's the,
There should be minutes.
Courtney, these are the minutes so far. You're welcome. You're okay. Take a deep breath.
No, I didn't have any. I just stapled it.
That's right.
Oh, thanks.
This one's for Dave.
Yeah.
Should be good then, right?
Yep, yep, I'm all set.
12, 17.
You have a copy of your agenda.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got that.
Okay, we're gonna start out with approval of the minutes.
Okay. Did I do that right? 17, 21. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. There was construction on my road, and then I thought I had to hurry to the parks office. Okay.
You got your agenda. We're gonna start with the minutes, all these minutes from, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different months, or 5 different meetings.
Yeah. I have the one I gave last week, and then one was Kathleen's, and I forgot to make a copy of your minutes.
Okay, well, can we
Yeah, go ahead.
resume?
Yeah.
Okay, we're back up in approval of the minutes, item number 5 on the agenda.
Yeah, I had a chance to look through them since yesterday. I'd like to make an motion to approve the minutes for 3:16, 3:23, 4:12, 4:17, and 4:23. Courtney, are we missing one of those, you said?
Yeah, the ones that you had done, I meant to copy, but I was so stressed about getting the printer to work that I forgot to copy
Which
them.
date in specific was that?
It was,
Hi there.
and I know you printed them one time, so, let's see. Let me
Yeah, I
think.
had given a copy,
I think
maybe.
yours were March,
Okay.
yeah. It might have been the 16th and 23rd then, I think.
Because we have 17th. I don't think we had 2 meetings in a row.
No, in March. These are all from April,
Oh, I got you.
I think.
Okay.
I might be mistaken.
No, April 21st, April 17th, and April 12th.
Okay.
I'll second.
Well,
And then I gave you a copy last meeting of the other minutes.
the
that I-
March ones?
One of them was, yeah, one of them was probably March.
Okay.
So there was one missing.
Can I just make a motion to approve April's minutes because I'm not 100% on the 16th or the 23rd of March that I've seen those? So can we table
You want to
approving
table?
those minutes from March, the 16th and the 23rd, and only approve 4:12, 4:17, 4:21, 4:23?
Yeah, we can
Do
split
that?
that. Make a motion to,
I'd like to make a motion to approve April's minutes.
that's April 12th, April 17th, and April 23rd. We're going to approve those.
Yes.
Is there a support?
I'll support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The other motion is to table the minutes for March 16th and the 23rd.
Correct.
Yep.
Would somebody can make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to table the March minutes of 16 and 23rd until we have clarifications on whether all of us have those.
Anybody support? Dave? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Same sign. Motion carried.
Okay.
Okay, Courtney, moving on for bills for payment.
Yes. Did everyone, I handed that to everyone, didn't I? Oh, I might not have got everyone. I didn't? Right there. That, yep, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yep, yep.
Not financial statement, that's bills, okay.
Where I put mine.
Any questions on the bills for payment?
It'll be for not just this month though.
Right.
It's
Right,
February,
okay.
The
March.
bills for payments is February 28th.
I put February on there, but that might have already been approved. I just wanted to make sure everyone had a copy.
Right.
March 31st, and
Yep.
April 30th.
Mhm.
So we've already okayed the bills for payment for February?
Right.
Okay,
I believe so.
so we're just looking at March and April bills for payment.
Yep.
Any questions?
We-
We do need to start getting these a little sooner so that we don't have to sit
Definitely.
here and doing this.
Yep, yep.
Any questions? I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and accept the bills for payment for March and April.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
You want me to do the roll call?
I'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
Lantine,
Yeah, or aye. Sorry.
that's all right. McBride,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Feeney,
Yes.
Coster, yes. Hutchins,
Yes. I'd like to explain too, is a lot of times bills for payment and financial reports and minutes are covered under a consent agenda. I'm not particularly fond of that because I like to, we had stuff we had to back up and take care of here. That way it's a matter of a paper trail. So we're not rubber stamping nothing. I want to discuss it on the board, brought to the board, brought to the public. I'm not really fond of consent agendas. It doesn't save you that much time. Because somebody usually has a question about bringing one of those out of consent agenda, like bills for payment or different things, so I don't really care for consent agenda. But we're trying to play catch-up now, so that way we can talk this and discuss this and everything else. Okay. Moving on, Courtney, to the financial statement.
we do not have a financial statement. That I did not get, so,
You did not get that from,
Rachel, right?
okay.
So we have to table that.
Yeah. Yep.
Would somebody like to make a motion to table our financial statement till we receive it from our,
I'll make a motion to table it until we receive it. And that'll be for March, April, and May then.
anybody want, we need support?
May.
Dave supported? Let's have a voice vote on that, because it still deals with money, I think.
Yeah.
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 You want to do a roll call?
Yeah, McBride,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Feeney,
Yes.
Coster, yes. Lantine,
Yes.
Hutchins,
Yes. Okay. Motion passed. Now on to old business. We've already done the budget update through Donna, so we'll go to item number 2, prior bills for payment,
Which we just did.
which we just did.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on to new business. Holly Little League field usage.
Hello, I'm Michelle Renard with Holly Little League, 237 West Rose Street. We've talked to you guys before, more so like 2 presidents ago. Our president had spoken to Mr. Miskovich, which Aaron, our president, wasn't able to be here tonight. What we're looking for is collaboration for next year, for the 2024 season. We'll have our current fields through the end of June. And then once the construction starts of the new middle school, we're not, obviously, you can't have kids out there on a construction site. What we're looking for is Monday through Thursday. We are willing and able to assist with any maintenance of the fields, chalking of the fields, grading, dragging, whatever is needed. We are able at this point now financially to pay a rental fee if needed. We service anywhere from 200 to 224 kids in my couple years with the league. That's the number of kids we've had every year. With an exception of maybe 5 to 10 kids, I'd say, usually a little bit less than that. All of them are from Holly schools. We don't really have too many out of the area kids that come and play with us. It's mostly Holly kids. So it is a huge direct benefit for the kids in Holly, and it would go a long way to help us continue growing the Little League. The schools are helping us out with a couple fields too, but with 19-20 teams running, 3 fields isn't gonna be enough. So between those and Sorensen, we've got the like a rough schedule worked out. We can make it work. We will also be reaching out to a couple other areas just in case, sometimes things happen in rain games and whatnot. So we're looking for other backups as well. But we would like our primary fields to be Sorensen and the ones behind Sherman Middle School, just so that we're keeping it in Holly. So families aren't looking somewhere else, and we want to get this ball rolling now so that we can just kind of reassure all of them that yes, there is a 2024 season. There will be baseball. And we also had, or I did not speak to, but our president had spoken to Mr. Miskovich previously about the possibility of using one of the storage units or an area in the barn to store baseball, Little League equipment, because we will also be losing that equipment shed with the fields. That's gonna, go down. So I know there's a lot of details that need to be worked out. We just want to get the conversation started and between now and then have it ready for next year. So we're not waiting till the last minute on it.
My suggestion would be, I think we'll discuss this amongst the board if it's a good theory to look at. We've looked at it before. We've done it before. Usually we have things, we start scheduling our fields in March.
Okay.
Because right now we got softball, and there was another league that was interested, and Little League has always been interested. So I would have you come in next March 2024. We'll see what the schedule looks like and see what's also available for storage and everything else.
With the Little League, we don't have a lot of flexibility with our games because it's not just played in-house. We play against other leagues. So we do have games Monday through Thursday.
What time's about? Like what
Evening.
time? Evening.
Yeah, usually start anywhere from 6 to 6:30, depending on what month we're in. Sometimes it's light out a little bit earlier or gets dark earlier.
Right.
But we start practices, I want to say like the second week of April is when we start our practices. And we do those the same thing, Monday through Thursday, is what our schedule is. And it's not, like I said, we can move some of our littler guys around, but some fields just aren't big enough for the minors, intermediate, and older kids. But that's Monday through Thursday is what the league schedules are through Quad Town.
Could you consider Saturday instead of Thursday?
We
Because-
can't. It's a Quad Town. It's the organization we fall underneath that we don't have flexibility. I mean, rain games we can. Is it possible the adult league could move to a Saturday?
Well, that's something we'll have to figure out on our schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why we wanted to get the ball rolling now, and start the conversation now. I don't know if that's something we can go to the adult leagues and say, hey, we have kids that need fields, if they would be willing to do that. I know I've been on the leagues before. I know they have more flexibility than what
Yeah.
the kids do.
You're talking softball.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
softball leagues. Yep.
Yes, I think we got 4 or 5 teams now playing softball
Might
summer.
be something you might reach out and start speaking to some of the members. of
Yeah,
that
if somebody
league.
wants to send me their information, I'd be happy to call and work out something between us and them even, if that makes it easier for you guys. I don't mind doing it.
I think if you get started early enough, that might be a conversation. They might be willing to
Yeah,
talk.
and a lot of the people that do softball have kids in Little League too,
Yeah.
so I don't think they're gonna deny kids somewhere to play their game, I would hope, so.
Now, have you approached Cyclone Park yet in the village?
That park would need a lot of money to get it playable for Little League, like a lot of money. It's a grass field right now.
Well, they still have the diamond there,
Yeah.
We used to play
Is the
softball.
diamond even there?
They pretty much let it go, Joe. They don't-
Yeah, there's,
Yeah.
it would,
Even mow it.
I know with the budgets from what we're looking at to redo the ones behind Sherman, that would be out of Holly Little Leagues. We'd be building a new field,
Yeah.
essentially. If it were something we could write a grant for and get, but I don't know who I would even approach to do that. and who that falls under in the village.
Well, probably come under Village Parks,
Okay.
and they're gonna be doing, vintage baseball there this summer on the grass part where the old soccer field was.
Yeah, and see, we'd have to get rid of like the majority of that. I mean, you're talking $8,000 to $10,000 to make it playable
Yeah.
for Little League.
Well, we used to have a problem with that field flooding too, because we used it for
Yeah.
softball.
It's a pretty low spot.
It's a swamp, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I say, anybody want to be a contact for,
When does the
with her
season
for
normally
Little
end?
League?
I'm sorry?
When does the season normally end?
Mid-June.
Okay. Just curious.
So May through,
Our
Second
practices
of
start,
April.
our practices start the, beginning of April is when practices start. We roll out our team rosters, very beginning of April, and then coaches
start,
are able to start practice right away.
That's April to when?
End of June, just to give you without exact dates.
Right.
Sometimes it runs over if we have rain days, we have to make up things like that. But-
so,
Yeah.
Michelle, I don't know if you have any, awareness of this, but in the past, when Holly Little League have used the fields, there was a lot of promises made that were not kept. As far as grading of the parking lot area and other,
That was probably the
Pretty
board
big.
more than 2 years ago, that none of those, nothing that, since the current board is in place. I know I've been trying since October to have a conversation about those, about the fields with the board here. So, no, I haven't heard that. But this board, I mean, we usually do what we say we're gonna do. So, if we say we're gonna do it, we'll be out there and it'll be done. But I can't speak for what previous boards did or didn't do.
right, and nor for us, for Mr. Miskovich's promises, just on the same.
Well, I've reached out to multiple board members trying to get on the minutes for months, so
Okay.
it wasn't just one.
Meeting has public comment.
Sorry?
Does every meeting have public comment?
Yeah, two, actually, yeah.
Any other questions?
So who would the contact be, the contact person? The
For Little League?
Head of Little League?
Would be Aaron Fleischens.
Okay,
He is our president. He was unable to be here tonight,
all right,
and I can email you his number
great,
if you want. My phone will work, but yeah, I'll email his contact info out.
okay,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Any other questions? Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, let's move on to Frisbee golf signage for front of park and for the course and Parks and Recs signage.
Yep, it's all about the signage.
Do you want me to talk about the disc golf one
Yep.
first?
Yeah,
So what we noticed since you guys redid all the signs last summer was they all got destroyed by, I have my suspected list, but anyway, they were all broken off. We have a few pictures of kids doing it. But either way, I feel like if we're gonna put signage up, we should make them very indestructible and basic. If they last a year, then we can upgrade to like nicer. I'd like to have a real nice sign at hole one with, maybe we could have Calypso print a larger sign, and then we can have a nice kiosk right there, so with directions, and maybe even a QR code so somebody can pull up the map on their phone and have their way around. The thing though about the 4x4 posts is they're not gonna be super nice, but we'll have them machined up with all the numbers and distances, and then we'll even put extra ones in all the places that need direction arrows. It's really cheap, and then if they last, then we can think about maybe having nicer printed signs made with pictures on them, and then adhere them to posts, but you can't let them get their the fingers behind them, so like, we'd have to design our plaques to be within the 4x4 post. But all that's easy. The 4x4 posts we already have money for. The kiosk, maybe we could do a fundraiser for it just to build it, but it should be pretty basic.
I think we actually passed having a sign up at the front saying
Sure.
thank you to the people, to
Yes,
people
the
who-
sponsors.
Yeah, that's-
So it would be pretty much
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah,
So
my
I think
thought-
that was already,
Yeah, like instead of
Okay.
doing it on each one of the posts for each T sign like we were
Yeah.
talking at first, I think we could just do a big section of the main map at hole one, like the welcome map.
the only thing about that is we do have 4 companies that have already
Yeah, well,
did a 5, so we'll
That's
have
what
to
I'm
have
thinking.
4 holes, at least those 4 holes have to have.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm also thinking like, they can be the 4 people on the map. So like when we have the big course map and it says Science Park Disc Golf and it's got your whole map, there's a section on the side, sponsors.
Sponsors.
The breweries, logo, all the different ones that we collect the money from.
Yeah.
Cause if we're gonna print up nice signs for these posts, I don't think we should do it right away.
Yeah.
Right, till we,
Yeah, until we find out.
a year.
Yeah,
Ish.
if nothing happens till then. we'll do
Yeah.
that.
Agreed. Yeah, it looks really nice.
And those are, everything should be cheap, so.
Okay.
And we have somebody who can do the poles.
Yeah, yep, I have a local carpenter that said he could do them. He made me some arrow signs already that I could put in trees above the reach of, hey. So,
Any raccoons or
Yeah,
deer?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, great. I'm
Okay.
gonna
Yeah.
tag on there and talk about real quick. We had already made a motion, approved a motion to go ahead and have a portable sign, a vinyl sign made up that we can take to events like Halloween and Pride and other places to represent Holly Township Parks. Now that we have the logo in place, which we love, and it's very current, we can go forward with that. I know, like I said before, we already had approved the motion to make signage, the removable signage for a table and things like that. I'd like to also bring forward the idea to make signage for the front of the park that announces the Sorensen Disc Golf Course, as well as, our new logo. Somewhere, it'd be in the same price range, $200-ish, down at Calypso sign. And I think we need to, just keep moving forward, advertise, kind of show off a little bit now that the Frisbee Golf Course is in place and ready to be used and is being used. I mean, every time I'm there at the park, I see, 20, 30 cars up on the hill, and that is a huge change from what we've had recently in the last couple of years. And so again, I'm so grateful for the Frisbee Golf Course, and I just want to kind of shout out a little bit about it. So that's what I wanted to talk about with the signage. Just going forward with the motion that we had already made to approve for the portable Holly Township Park sign, and then adding on the Sorensen Disc Golf Course sign.
And all the like the activities you have on there already, like the hiking and then the
Well, yeah, that would be one of them, but what I'm talking about is a vinyl sign
Oh,
that's
a big
actually
banner to hang on the
attached
fence?
to the fence.
Okay.
on
A banner.
Either one of the ones that we never close anymore.
Yeah.
It's highly visible at the entrance because,
Or what
obviously
about
there's
those signs, they're still vinyl or canvas or something,
can't,
but they
Township.
go tall? No?
township ordinances
And
that we
all
can't,
these,
No,
yeah.
bummer.
Village.
village, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because we still are the village.
Yep. So
Yeah,
that's
well,
why
we
I'm
can-
proposing then a
Yeah.
vinyl banner similar to the one for Holly Township Parks announcing Sorensen Disc
Now,
Golf.
also with the banner sign with the eyelets,
Yes,
they put up banner signs on Saginaw Street by the brewery.
right.
And usually if
Over the
it's a
road.
nonprofit organization, DPW puts those up. So that's what's nice about a banner sign like that,
Mm-hmm.
is it's portable, and when we have an event, we can get it put up maybe. Now, do we have firm prices on this stuff yet?
Yeah, Calypso gave us a quote of about 200, regardless of the logo, everything else, the printing, everything. He said 200 for the 6 foot, 8 foot, 8 foot sign, a vinyl sign, which would fit nicely on a table anywhere we go,
Yeah.
or also not obstruct too much traffic at the roadway of the entrance of the park.
So we're looking at spending an additional
200.
200,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what it's gonna be in the motion?
Right, because we've already approved months ago, the portable signage
then
for
we just
Holly
have to
Township.
Does
Park.
anybody wanna make the motion?
Pardon?
Does anybody wanna make a
Oh,
motion?
yes, please, if I can. I'm gonna make the motion to go ahead and make a Sorensen Disc Golf Course banner to be displayed at the front of the park for the amount of $200.
I'll support that.
Okay?
Roll call, please.
Alright. Sorry, hold on. Martin,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Feeny,
Yes.
Lontein,
Yes.
Coster, yes, Hutchins,
Yes. Motion passed. Moving on to item 2, Frisbee, how we get that one? I forgot. Updating technology at Sorensen. Anybody want to discuss updating our technology?
Mary's computer needs to be replaced. It is bad.
Yeah,
I
it
used
wouldn't even
it.
start up tonight. It just, the
It's,
spinning wheel of
yeah.
death.
It took me probably 40 minutes to get it start when I was trying to print over the weekend, whenever that was. It's really, really outdated. It's like Windows 7 or 8 or something. It's awful. It's really terrible. It's on its last legs for sure.
Well, would you like to find out what computer would fit our needs?
I
And
would-
make,
yeah,
and
I
make
could
a
do that.
suggestion for the next meeting of what the
Mhm.
price would be and
Yep.
what we need for that?
Yep.
Is everybody okay with that?
Yes.
The other thing, technology related, is I fixed the internet. There was a wire loose, but they're still gonna come out and check and make sure everything's okay.
That's AT&T.
AT&T is, yeah. So there is a possibility they might charge for that if there's something that has to be fixed inside. Which
We
is
usually, if it's
weird.
ours,
Right.
if it's theirs, it's no charge.
Right.
If it's ours, there'll be a charge.
Yeah, so
So-
I don't know, like, if there's something that has to be fixed, we obviously have to fix it. So do we need a motion for that, or is that something that can just be done since it's a necessity?
At this point, entertain a motion that AT&T come in and fix, troubleshoot and fix our problems.
Okay, and
That's
yeah,
it, that's,
for it.
I'd entertain that motion. Anybody
Um,
want to make,
Go ahead and support.
you can make the,
You made the
Oh,
motion? I'll make the motion. I don't,
Do you want to add in pay them for
Yeah.
repairs? Because
Yeah.
like you're troubleshooting, just tell us
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the problem is.
Yeah.
We're
it
not
obviously
picking,
just has to be fixed,
okay.
right?
Roll call vote on that.
Martin, you second. Okay, Feeny,
Yes.
Martin,
yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Lontein,
Yes.
Coster, yes, Hutchins,
Yes. Now, the other motion that has to be made is to have Courtney find out what it's gonna cost us to replace the computer that's bad. What we need do the job and a price.
yeah. Do we need a motion to research it though?
No, you don't need a motion.
We
to
should need
research
that,
it.
not
Can
till
you
we
just
buy
bring
it.
back to us?
No, not till
I'll
we,
bring,
prices of
yeah.
different models.
yep.
Okay. Any questions about updating technology? Okay. Let's move on to item 4. Amy Childers, Program Coordinator, Purchasing Card and Limit on Spending.
Yeah, I'd like to, somehow, ensure that Amy has access to, our state bank account to make purchases only related to the, programs that she is bringing forward for the park. What I'd like to do, to make a motion to, get a debit card that is hooked up to our state bank account directly and, set a limit on what Amy would be able to purchase for her activities, the programs that she's bringing forward. A lot of stuff, I can't say enough good stuff about Amy. A lot of stuff is repurposed. A lot of stuff she's not even gonna have to buy. A lot of the programs that she's coming up with now that we're seeing are self-supported. So, I'm not gonna ask for a huge limit. I think somewhere in the amount of $200 per purchase would be more than enough. So I'd
And
like
that's
to.
mainly for supplies that she doesn't have or that she needs.
Right, related to
To her.
programs
Programs.
that she's running for Holly Township Parks. So I'd like to make a motion again to, ensure that Amy Childers has a debit card that is connected to our state bank account that she's able to make purchases. for the programs that she's running at Sorensen Park for no more than $200 expenditure per purchase.
Support.
Do we know if we can get one for the account at State Bank? I was told in the past that we weren't allowed to.
I'm not sure. I've never heard that.
I think Tony told me that.
Okay.
So I'm not, it would be
I guess
definitely
we'll
have to
find out.
research and find out, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
I think if we talk to Karen, she
Maybe.
might be able
Winchester.
to
Yeah.
Okay.
send us in the right direction.
Roll call vote, please.
All right, Feeny,
Yes.
Fontaine,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Coster, yes, Martin,
Yes.
and Hutchins.
Yes. Moving on to item 5, Sorensen Office Help Update.
Me again? Well, I do know that one of our helpers under the Michigan Works program is leaving at the end of the month. I think previously I had heard that Michigan Works was looking for or had posted for an additional helper to help, but I've not heard any updates or received any word that someone else has been
Can I
found.
suggest that you contact Mary? She knows the contact person at Michigan Works that you could talk to and see how close they might be of finding somebody.
Yeah,
Because
I
it
don't-
does need to meet certain
Criteria.
criterias and, make sure that there's even anybody possible in our area that could do that.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to her today and she said that, they had someone interested, but she had to talk to the rental where she rents
Right.
their, house, or their
Senior housing.
housing, to make sure that it didn't interfere with,
Who
Right.
rent?
with her
Correct,
rent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
Yeah.
doesn't, so I think we'll be hearing something pretty
Okay.
soon.
Okay.
good.
So we can table that till further notice.
Yeah, but I did want to announce that Mary's leaving. She's been a great, huge help, especially in light of all the comings and goings and a real stable force in that office.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank her publicly for her help and also, wish her well where she's going next.
So noted. Moving on to item 6. Nomination for open commission chair seat.
You wanna do that again, Ken?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a drink of water. We had 4 exceptional people have interest in our open chair. All of them brought a lot of things to the table. At this point, there was a clear, direct force with one of the candidates that we've already actually nominated that was not accepted by the last round of Holly Township's approval. But at this point, I'd like to reopen motion to place Mr. Jeffrey Carey as our next chairperson at Holly Township Parks and Rec. One of the reasons that Jeffrey stood out as such a great candidate is because being a lifelong, grew up in Holly kind of thing, as well as the other candidates. Mr. Curie has a clear vision of what he'd like to see happen at Holly Township Beach, and that is one of the things that I know I am very passionate about as well. Mr. Curie has a history of starting working at the beach at 12 years old. So it was a couple years ago. And worked his way up to director of the beach at the height of his career there with the beach. So we would like to nominate again, make a motion to nominate Jeff Carey as our new chair, filling the chair that was vacated by Mr. Grogel. Do we need another vote?
You mean to say board member?
Yes.
Board.
Because we do have a chair here.
Yeah.
It's a
Board
board
Next.
member. yeah.
Board
Board member.
member.
Board
I'd like to
member.
say that I was there and at the interview too, and this man is amazing. He does everything. He's gung ho. He's got a vision, and he's just, to me, our unicorn that we've been looking for.
Yeah.
So, I would like to second that motion.
Yeah, and I don't even know if we really need
Need it
another
because we
motion
actually-
because we've
yeah.
already approved his
Well, we'll
interest
just do it again just for safety's
just
sake.
for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Do a roll
Okay.
vote.
So again, the motion to place Mr. Jeffrey Carey in a chair on the Holly Township Parks and Rec Commission. Don, I think you seconded?
I second that.
I'd like a voice vote on that, please. Roll call vote,
A roll call vote?
yeah.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Lentine,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Beanie,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Coster, yes, Hutchins.
Yes, that motion was unanimous. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to number 7, motion to set beach staff salaries. We have an explanation of what we're looking for, beach staff.
We, as far as I know, we already have lined up, Mary's already lined up the, I wanna say kids, but they're not kids, they're all over 18, or 18 or.
Young
older.
adults.
Yeah, for the beach, we just have to set a payment.
The wage,
a
hourly wage, yeah.
For what?
I thought the hour wage was still set from last year. I mean, unless we want to change it, I suppose, but it was $13 an hour. And if they were supervising, then it was 14.
I believe it was 15, but yes, that's the information I have
Yeah.
too, 13 and 15.
13 and
13 and 15. Usually, the newbies, the first year people, get the 13,
Right,
Yep.
or regular staff.
right.
But I
And then
think
the people
everybody
that-
is coming back.
Yeah.
Right.
And the people that are renewed back or supervisors are 15.
Right,
Dollars
which,
an
I mean,
hour.
in today's world, you can make that
Well,
And
Oakland
at
County's gonna be,
McDonald's or Taco Bell.
Oakland County for splash pad last year was getting between $20 and $25 for lifeguards.
Right,
That's why we can't get no lifeguards.
right, but we're gonna try, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
Try.
We're trying.
We're gonna try. So, what do we wanna do?
Mr. Carey's gonna help us, right? Because he loves the beach.
You betcha, you
Yeah.
betcha. You betcha. Hey,
Get 'em
you guys,
pumped up.
I'm not kidding. So, are we good with
13, 15?
13, 15? Are we,
15,
you know,
Change it in
I'd like to
paychecks
keep
from
the
last
beach
year.
staff here if we were at 13, 15 last year. Do we wanna go $1 more an hour for their returning?
In paychecks, it's 14 for supervisors last year, I think.
Oh,
That's what, it's still set, everyone from last year's still in there. So 15 would be $1 more than last year.
that's, but
I
is
mean,
13
some of
the
the
same?
older people that came to help out, like Nancy, they
Yeah.
might have been 15 though. But everyone else, like, can't remember the man's name right now.
Dale,
Dale, he was 14.
he was the supervisor.
Yep, he was 14 then, for sure.
Okay, and was the under, was the non-supervisor 13 or 12? Do you remember, Courtney?
13.
Okay.
13.
But we couldn't get anybody.
No, we have.
We had
Yeah,
plenty?
we had,
Plenty?
No,
not plenty, I'm not
not
gonna
plenty,
say
but
plenty, we were stretched kinda thin, but
Mhm.
that's what, we're paying, so, is that what we're doing, 13 and 15, guys?
I would think so.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
sounds good.
Donna?
I'd like to make a motion to pay our beach staff, depending on if their supervisor or not, $13 to $15.
Okay.
And
Dave?
So it's 13 to 15, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
So we need a roll call, right?
Yes, roll call, please.
Alright.
Yep.
McBride,
yes,
Martin,
Yes.
Beanie,
Yes.
Lentine,
Yes.
Coster, yes, Hutchins.
Yes. Okay. Moving on to Public comment. Members of the public may address the board once recognized by the chairperson. Comments are limited to a maximum of 4 minutes. The board may extend this time by an additional 4 minutes by majority vote. Prior to addressing the board, public will clearly state their name and address for the record. Anybody for public speaking?
Mary?
That's good. This is really good.
What is it?
Here. That's from Josh.
Oh, that's cool.
Mary Blanchard, 3444 Old Creek Drive. I have a couple of different things. For one thing, I would just like to say, I have worked with Pat Feeney for many years with the community garden at the Holly Heritage Farmstead property and the last 2 years at Mitchell Farms. I have not experienced any difficult issues working with Pat. And often, in fact, he is generally the first one to volunteer when things need to be done, such as putting in posts and adding twine to lines, marking each plot. Pat and I have also worked to a lesser amount on the Holly water issues without a problem. This is not to discount other people's past comments or feelings, just to explain that that has not been my experience. I would like to thank the Holly Township Parks Board for the difficult work that they have been involved with over the last few months, or many months, including Kurt and Sean. Hopefully with the hiring of the new program director and now adding a new commissioner, things will be on more positive energy to move on, and residents and their families can enjoy the parks again. For Headwaters Trails, I'd just like to announce that there is a cleanup weekend on May 20th and 21st. All volunteers are welcome. And June 10th, Headwaters Trails will be having our adventure paddle with volunteers stationed along the river to help guests when they get in tricky areas of the Shiawassee River. Headwaters Trails will also be turning over the brand new canoe kayak launch to Holly Township at that event.
Mary, I'm sorry, what was the date on that second event?
That's going to be June 10th.
June 10th.
Yep.
What was the first one?
That's a
for the
big
cleanup?
day.
The cleanup is May
20.
20th and 21st. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Where's it gonna start, the cleanup? Where?
There's actually going to be, I believe, 3 different launch sites going from Holly all the way out to Byron. And there's going to be, I think the Holly area is going to be on Saturday only. And then the other areas are going to be Linden and Fenton are going to have their own, and I think those are going to be on Saturday. And I think the longer stretches of the river are going to be on Sunday, but don't quote me because I'm not exactly
You go to-
Well, I already got it
sure.
quote,
Hey,
sorry.
Mary, can I ask a favor? Can you get more details on that information for me? I'd love to put it on our
Oh,
Facebook
absolutely.
page.
I'm going to be
Kinda
talking to
put it
Sue
out there.
Julian as soon as I leave here.
Excellent. Thank
Good.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Sue and her husband put together the whole breakdown of each section of the cleanup along there.
They're well
Yeah.
organized, yep.
Very well organized.
Any other public comment?
Josh Murphy, 103 Battle Island. I just wanted to make a suggestion from an IT perspective. You guys need your own website, period. Not just Facebook.
Oh, for sure.
The email addresses, all of that, everything. Because it's a completely separate board, it's a completely separate commission. And the information doesn't get out to everybody if you just put it on Facebook. It just doesn't. I don't even look at Facebook much anymore because it's all crap. So that's
Can we count on you for help?
I already got his cell phone number.
sure.
Would you not be-
Too late.
You shouldn't have got up there.
We know where he lives.
Yeah,
We
it's
do.
not hard to
Now we
find
got
me.
it on.
We got it on, we got it on TV.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
Yes. Oh, boy.
Kristen Watt, 102 South First Street, number 3. I wanted to speak on two things. The first thing is I had an opportunity to have a conversation with the new, what's the title? What's Amy's title? Parks.
Program coordinator.
Program coordinator. I want to make sure I got that right.
Me too.
We did have an opportunity, to welcome her, and I had a conversation with her about, and I've been going to several of the local meetings, just letting people know, because as Josh mentioned, not everybody is on social media. But this year, we will be hosting Holly Pride in Lakeside Park. Not your park, but just letting people know that's where it is. Vince and Kari were kind enough to let us use Venue 111 the last 2 years. This will be our third year, and we have outgrown that space. And so we have taken on a whole new project and a whole new learning experience of, coordinating something in a public space, which requires, of course, council approval and insurance and all the red tape that goes along with that. I am just overwhelmed by the amount of businesses, and now this year, many, including local organizations, including HIA, the Veterans Resource Center, the library, several other local businesses, a youth theater startup company that some of our seniors at Holly High School have fundraised to produce. So anyway, we will have a lot of representation. We are supporting a lot of local businesses, it's particularly obviously ones affected by the fire. Andy's Place will be having their food truck at Tater Cheesers. And so will Battle Alley Coffee. They will have their new food truck out for smoothies and coffee. Hungry Howie's is coming out with a huge production. Like, we didn't even ask them. They came to us. So just a lot of new businesses. I think we'll have over 30 this year. We started with 3, and we went to 20 and over 30 this year. So anyway, there's a lot of support for this, and I am an advocate as a parent and just a member of our community for inclusive and safe spaces. It saves lives, period. And I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of students, as well as older adults who've lived here in obscurity for many years, and they were just shocked that we offered, this. So anyway, I had mentioned to Amy that if the Township Parks would like to have a table, just like our other local organizations, to promote the disc golf course or any other programming, yoga, whatever, free of charge, we'll make a space for you. She did mention that she would love to do that, but she had, of course, just been hired. So she wanted to speak with you guys, and also that she would be out of town that weekend. So, of course, I had reached out to Kathleen and Donna. Anybody want to volunteer? But I did speak to Amber Kyer on the Village Parks Commission, and she had since it will kind of be the first time a lot of people might be attending Lakeside with the new play structure that is now in place, that with volunteers for this specifically, it might be an interesting idea, which I will be bringing to the Village Parks Commission 4 days before the event, when the meeting is, to potentially just have a parks table, maybe with your new signage, but also have representation and a unifying feel from our village and our township together. She offered to volunteer for that table for the first chunk, if potentially maybe Donna would do the last, or somebody else. I think she mentioned y'all had like a little disc golf thing, so people could play, and like just really showing that unifying message to our community, because a lot of people that come to this event aren't necessarily members of the LGBTQ plus community. They're family members. They're just people who are allies and supporters of just want to support Holly as a whole. So anyway, I wanted to bring that up for whatever you guys think about it or discussion. You what?
We're working on it.
I know. So anyway, I don't necessarily know that it needs a motion or anything like that, but I wanted to make a public statement about that. And then lastly, I don't know where I'm at on time, but I'll keep it very brief. I wanted to clarify something because I think it's very important. Obviously, I was at the last 2 meetings. Obviously, everyone, we've said what we said. You've heard what you've heard. Things have happened. It was not pleasant. It is not something that any of us enjoyed doing. We wish none of this was a thing. But I do want to say that in reference to what Ms. Blanchard just set up here, that a lot of good people who give a lot of things make mistakes. I'm one of them. We're all one of them. So since those 2 meetings in the community, mostly we've had support that was uncomfortable because I don't really want to talk about that. But I've also had other elected officials say that we're not capable of doing, seeing through what we've said we were going to do, which is really minimizing as well. I have had other people in the community, women, say that we're toxic for bringing that up. And I don't think that is appropriate either, but everyone can have their opinion. But I believe that there is an appropriate way to behave in public, and there is not. And I'm sorry that we have to even bring this up. Doesn't erase any good that's ever been done, but there still needs to be accountability when you violate the standards of conduct. So there's personal and there's policy, and this was policy. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Sir?
Oh, 10 seconds. I am so sorry. June 10th, 1 to 6 p.m., Lakeside Park. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I think this is a great opportunity to introduce myself. It's not Jeff Carey, it's Carl. I am that guy that was discussed earlier. Caryl.
Oh, there was no L on there.
You didn't put an L on it.
There's no
I'm
L
sorry.
on there. Come on.
All right. And I appreciate the opportunity. I really do.
Did you redo that motion?
I was.
Carolyn remembers.
I'm not going to go through that story, but I did start when I was 12. I cleaned the bathrooms and I mowed the lawn and I worked my way up and took all my college phys ed actually in the pool and got my water safety instruction certificate. And back in the day, I mean, weekends we had 300 people plus at the beach, and it was quite lively. And as Kathleen said, it's disappointing when I came back. I lived in California, came back to take care of my mother, but the beach was empty, and it was very deflating. So I think that's a great opportunity for the community to get behind the board, and get behind the board and get behind the beach. And I look forward to being on the board. Thank you.
Well, your nomination still has to be approved by the township powers that be. I don't.
Who is that?
Those are
I
the-
like their name.
No. Don't do that to me. But I would also like to say that Lynn Whitty said hello. I
You
checked
know
out your
Lynn?
references. Of course.
Oh,
I told
my
you I
God.
know the Kellogg's.
There's the power to be.
There he is. Go talk to him.
Yeah,
There you go. There's your
yeah, I
man.
know Lynn very well.
Yes, and
Thank
she
you.
said that you were a decent paddler. So, Mr. Carroll, Carl, thank you for, I'm sorry, I'm still wrapping my head around the L. He's also, and why I'm having this banter is because he is a member of the Osable Canoe Race membership.
It's the Michigan Canoe Racing Association.
Right, and
Yeah.
so,
Do that again too, aren't we?
wouldn't that be
You know
fun?
what? I did the Holly Defense in 1968 and 69.
He was 4 at the time.
No, he wasn't.
It was everybody's doing the math out there.
Yeah.
Is there any more public comment? Yes.
Angela Wallace, 709 Baird Street. I'd like to just first thank the board for your support and your asking Mr. Feeney to resign. I appreciate that. It shows that you are standing with the community who is not going to accept toxic people who are yelling at people on street corners and asking for things that are not appropriate. I do want to read the letter that was filed with Oakland County. Notice is hereby given, this is from the Board of County Election Commissioners. Notice is hereby given that a meeting of the Oakland County Election Committee is scheduled for 9:30 a.m. on the 15th day of May 2023 at the Oakland County Elections Division, Board of Canvassers Training Room, first floor, West Wing Extension 1200 North Telegraph. The purpose of this is to, according to Section 952, the Commission shall meet and determine whether each reason for the recall stated in the petition is factual and of sufficient clarity to enable the officers whose recall is being sought and the electors to identify the course of conduct, which is the basis of the recall. I do have that letter available for each of you. Mr. Feeney has been served with that letter as well as myself. I do invite the public, if they do want to come and hear that. It is open to the public. It is a hearing that is available to that as well. The next three things are specific about things that Mr. Feeney has personally said to me at the last meeting that he attended. Mr. Feeney, you said that our handshake at the end of the yelling and screaming that you had with me on the public sidewalk, that should have taken care of things. Mr. Feeney, I did shake your hand. You're absolutely right. Because I am a woman of my word. I was here when I said I was going to be. Our handshake was that. It was a handshake. That does not mean that you're free from the consequences of your behavior. You said in the last meeting that you were at that you would resign. You told the public that they would have their wish. We're still waiting for that wish to happen. And we would like to know when that would be happening. And the third thing is you calling the constituents of this township pigs and assholes at the last meeting that was caught on tape. We do have it on tape. I encourage you to go listen back at that again because it is very obvious that you said that. If you don't remember that, then that means that you seriously do have an anger issue, and that is something when you said goodbye pig, goodbye asshole to your constituents as they were walking out the door, that you need to deal with that. That is an anger issue that you need to deal with. So we will see you on Monday in court, and I'm looking forward to that. Here's a copy of the letter.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you've already said it.
Anybody else for public speaking? Seeing none, we'll go for commissioners' reports. Kathleen?
She does.
I mean, what more can I say? Goodness sakes.
Well, we'll wait a minute.
Yeah, wait a minute, some will pop up. No, I just actually would like to welcome Mr. Lontine for his first meeting as commissioner.
Thank you very much.
Yep. And again, thank you for all the energy that you're bringing to Sorensen Park. We're so excited to have you on board and just can't imagine, I just see it going bigger and better.
I'm excited.
Is there any update on pouring? How's the pads and all that?
So last weekend we were doing frames, and to save money, somebody donated all the wood for the frames,
You guys are amazing.
but they showed up short. So
Okay.
instead of pouring this weekend, we are doing all the rest of the frames. We're buying the rest of the wood tomorrow.
Okay.
We're doing all the frames this weekend, and then we're gonna just have, we were gonna have a 2-part pour day, but we're now gonna do a one pour all one day. So
Okay, please let us know when that is
Oh, yeah.
done, and I
Yeah,
will
we-
certainly supply lunch.
Our main goal is to lock in a date for the 2 cement finishers
Mhm.
and the guy who's painting.
Yeah,
And then as soon as they're on board, we'll have a date set and we're gonna order. And I'll let you
great.
guys have
And
that.
I'd like to put on public record once again, I know Donna, you've done this in the past, that this Frisbee golf course has cost our constituents $0. $0. And still going forward, I mean, Dave, I heard you say the signage is covered. We will have to work out the larger structure, the map and
yeah.
things like that, but hey, great things happening. So I'd like to, again, welcome you and thank you for all your time and efforts. It is noticed.
Thank you guys for the
For sure. Let me see if there's anything else. I guess I'd just, again, like to gush about Amy. Amy has already begun offering free courses such as meditation and things that she's offering. Kind of last minute short notice for people, but the first one was already well attended. Another one's coming up Monday night. Please come if you
If
are
you're stressed.
Yeah, oh well, we'll all be there. So if you missed us, you can come and see us there. But Courtney, thank you for, I know, we have a lot of things that we're now sifting through, getting done, and I'm happy for and about that. It's time. It's time for the forward movement.
Well, we've been forward. We're going into high speed pretty soon.
I gotta get some new running shoes.
Yeah.
So, that's it. Also, I'd like to say thank you for everybody who are showing up, who care. Anybody who's listening and hasn't shown up yet, please come. 100% transparent. Again, excited about the balanced budget and going forward. I see nothing but good things.
Dave?
You get to say, I already
to say your
Oh,
part.
stole
my
your
part?
thunder, say what you gotta say.
Oh, I'm just extremely grateful to be involved with the park and to be able to be on the commission board and have be able to help the park be better, help the community be better, bring something for people to do. Hopefully by the time we're done, the kids that are breaking signs in the park will be playing disc golf. Like, that's the goal, is like to
Right.
just
Give 'em
get
something.
everybody outside, get them in the park so they can see how beautiful it is. It's a beautiful 93-acre park. Most people see 5 acres of it,
Yeah,
the very front. So I'm excited to be here and be involved.
well, thanks for.
Thank
doing
you.
Donna?
Again, I'd just like to thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
You've been working so hard, and all of those wonderful people that work with you, the energy that you bring just helps me not want to commit suicide some days. No, I'm just- I'm kidding.
We'll never do that.
I'm just kidding.
We're gonna have fun this summer.
I'm glad to see things going forward, and the disc golf is gonna be the jewel of the park. And Amy, she's got all of these wonderful activities already. That girl just hit the ground running. She's, already talked over a few things that she'd like fairy tales in the park, and maybe making a walk with little lights, at night, so
Yeah.
you
there's
can
like-
get ate by mosquitoes, and, but she's just great energy, and things are starting to go forward, and I'd like to see them keep going like that, and thank everybody for all the hard work. Courtney, my God, thank you for the internet. I don't know where the internet god went to, but
I am the internet.
we finally got it all up yesterday. She finally got
Yeah.
it up yesterday.
The internet, the
Mary, I'm sorry to
backup.
see you leave, but I understand why you have to. And hopefully we can get some office help.
Pat?
I'll let Courtney go first.
Courtney? Our new IT person.
Took me a very long time, but I got it. Yeah, so the internet's working, and our network's back up, and we can print, which we could not for some time. So it's exciting, and honestly, I was just so excited about that. That's really all I have. I did a happy dance in the office yesterday.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Pat?
Courtney, appreciate you catching us up on all the financials and that, and the minutes and that. Great to see the disc golf. Welcome aboard, Dave, on that. Hopefully that, things continue in the right direction with that. It's fantastic how the park's looking and all that. I think we're headed in the right direction on that. And I would encourage anybody to watch that meeting, to listen to what supposedly I said. That would be rather interesting, but, let the process take its place. And that's, what I have to say. And quite frankly, I hope to be helpful on this board. Willing, I will be an active member of this board.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
Okay, my report, I'm gonna fire up the bathrooms this coming up week, turn the water on at the beach.
Fire up, maybe.
Yeah. We shouldn't have no leaks, I hope. We haven't had it in years. And I gotta get back on the John Deere tractor and find out what's wrong with that yet. I've been real busy. I've been driving the Holly Village bus for the seniors. I've been backfilling for their driver. They're supposed to hire another driver next week, so I can get back to park items, but I'm their backup driver. And this year is going to be a big year for all of Holly. The township parks and the village parks. We're working together more than ever. Things are happening with the Pride at Lakeside. We'll get involved with that. And with Holly Wayne, we're up for that this year, and Holly Days. So parks and parks, that's what it's all about. We're going to be known as the town of parks. That's all I have to report. And I'd like to adjourn the meeting at 7:15.